Good evening. My name is Hao Lam. Thank you, judges. Thank you, Greg, for giving me an opportunity. Education changed my life. Simon Sinek said, people don't buy what you do, and they buy why you do it. I want to tell you a little bit story of my childhood. When I was 7 years old, in April 1975, my father disappeared. He was in the military. He fought alongside with the American troop. I was born in Vietnam. I'm Chinese. A year later, he came home. He was captured. He was tortured. He was one of the POW. First thing he said to me is, son, you need to leave the country. This is not the place for you to grow up. I was 8 years old. I had no idea what he was talking about. I did not go to school. I spoke Chinese at home. I can read a little bit, but I couldn't write. I didn't go to school. I didn't read and write Vietnamese. For the next 11 years, I did not do anything at all, except that trying to flee the country. I was shot at many times. I was captured. I was tortured. I was in jail. Long story short, when I was 19, I made it to the Philippine refugee camp. I lived in Palawan for 1 year, the refugee. I learned the ABC. I learned English as my second language. I lived there for a year, and I went to Canada, and I finished high school at the age of 23. And I went to Vancouver. I live in Prince Rupert and finished high school. And I went to Vancouver and studied math and finished my degree at the age of 27. Moved down to Seattle, tried to get a job. Nobody in my family have a college degree. I did not speak English, so I studied math because you don't need English to study math. I called up Boeing back then, try to get a job. They asked me if I have a PhD. I asked them, what's a PhD? They hang up on me. So I did not have an opportunity to build an airplane. Didn't know what to do. Graduated in June, graduated in May, put up a sign in Bellevue, and taught math. That is how I started 30 years ago. Fast forward 15 years later, I have 11 locations. Thank you. And start the business. What problem am I trying to solve? Because education changed my life. I help people do better in math and English. Even today, American students are behind in math and English. Correct? Yeah, you know, a lot of you have kids. We're here to help. Why best in class? We have done it for the last 30 years. We have taught tens and thousands of students. We have 30 plus locations in 9 states. We have our own curriculum. We use artificial intelligence. Students come to us once a week, and then they come home with an AI teacher. We have 3 income streams. K to A, once a month, is a recurring model. Math and or English. Secondly, we do SAT and ACT prep. We do the digital SAT. And then lastly, for high schooler, if they need help with history, physics, math, we have teachers that help them out. Low investment, $85,000 to $150,000, depend on the tenant improvement. What does our support look like? We have 3-level support. Marketing, how do we help them? We have a lead generation action plan. We got it LGAP. We help our franchisee to get their 30, 50, and 100 students. And then ops, we talk to them regularly, help them with the operation. And I also mentor them to help them how to scale from 100 to 200 from one location to multi-unit like Mary did. 30 years ago, I was a refugee. I am so grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful to be living in the best country in the world. I'm so grateful to live the American dream. I want to do the same. I'm here not to sell or to show best-in-class franchise. I'm here to show you that we all can live the American dream. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll take some questions. Yeah, the judges, and raise your hand.
Will you tutor my 15-year-old daughter?
Absolutely. I'll do it for free. How's that?
I don't want it for free. I'll pay. I'll work off the 85K. How about that? When So first off, pleasure to hear your story. Thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
And I'm curious to understand how, in comparison to some of the other tutoring models of the world, the mathnasiums, for instance, I wouldn't even say
Tutor doctor.
all of them. I've never heard of best in class. So how and what are some of the strategies you guys are in marketing yourself with what sounds like an exceptional results-driven model?
Yeah, thank you, thank you. We are smaller, we're emerging brand, because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have an MBA, so I learned, I made all the mistakes like you all did in business. We have our own curriculum, and then because we are small, we're like a speedboat compared to a Titanic, so we make changes really, really quickly. During the pandemic, all the locations have to shut down, and then we build something online so that our franchisee can keep the lights on. So we're at 100% remote teaching, but right now we have maybe 15 and 20% because the younger kid would like to come to us. We develop our own curriculum, math and English, digital SAT, and all this stuff. So if you look at, for example, Tutor Doctor, one of our competitors, they are national brand, but they are matchmakers. So they actually match a student and a teacher come to their home. But we are brick and mortar, 1,000 square feet, retail or office building.
Where are you all located, and then what is the average price for student participation? Like, what does a family pay to have tutoring done?
Yeah, thank you. We're currently in 9 states. We have half a dozen in Washington State. For math and English, K to 8, we charge $150 a month per subject. It's very affordable. It's like a subscription. People just pay us through EFT, and then you just pull the money. If they have one subject, $150, 2 subjects, $300. SAT is a little more expensive, about $2,000 to $3,000 per course. It's a 3-month course, and private tutoring ranging from $60 to $80 an hour.
It's amazing.
Very affordable.
We'll take one from Tony.
What financial benchmarks should franchisees expect in the first 3 to 5 years?
Very good. So our KPI is to help them break even within the first 3 to 6 months. And it's a little bit of seasonality. If someone were to open in May, basically May, June, July are not good months for students to sign up. If they were to open in September, then first 6 months we break even. And then for our item 19, the average is over 200, and then the top is close to $500,000. Top line.
Hi, my name is Phil.
Hi, Phil.
First of all, thank you for sharing your story. It was very inspiring.
Thank you.
Also, I need to say that I'm very intrigued by the 3 different revenue streams, particularly K through 8, the SAT, and just kind
Private
of like the high school, the private tutoring. My question is specific to international expansion with franchising, especially given the models of companies like English First. Have you given any thought to expanding it internationally? And if so, what, if any, are the guardrails that you might put in place, particularly as we're looking at SAT tutoring for people who might want to send children to the United States or Canada for college?
Thank you for the question. Because we are small, we don't have the resources to grow internationally. We want to stay laser focused. We want to get to 100 locations before we even go to Canada. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you
we'll
very much.
take the last question from Juan.
Yes,
So
Mr.
you had mentioned that you help new franchisees get the first 30, 50, or 100. So can you clarify the exact number? And then knowing you have 3 different revenue streams, does it matter which stream they fall into? Or is it just, hey, we'll just get you that first X amount? And then what percentage of that is in comparison to kind of the over they have that month? So
Very
they have
good.
that 30 new students. What percentage is that covering where they need to make that extra to then break even, then move on?
Awesome. Thank you. First of all, thank you very much for the question, and I want you to give me a grade on speaking. So I was talking to you earlier. Maybe I got a 2 out of 10. So actually, when they first started, we encouraged them to do the K to 8 because that's a subscription model. It's a recurring model. about 70 to 80% of our revenue is from that. So at the very beginning, we want, break even is our first milestone. We want the marketing to be as aggressive as possible to get to the first stage. And then how much money do they want to make? That's the second milestone, and then the business is profitable. So we look at their volume and help them adjust their marketing plan accordingly.
Okay, so what I heard is the focus is the K through 8. That's because
Correct.
of subscription. So to clarify further, you mentioned you help them get the first X amount of students.
Yes,
So
that
if
is-
someone's considering your guys' franchise, how many students are you promising them we're going to help you to get if you're going to jump on board?
Very good. We can't promise anything. It depends on the seasonality, but we help them. When we look at the rent and where they are, we basically know how many subjects do they need in order to break even, because some students are doing both math and English.